What if beans, not supplements, were the daily habit that shifted your gut health and your hormones? I spent years battling Lyme disease, avoiding foods, and healing my leaky gut. And now I'm starting the bean protocol, and I want you to come along with me. For years, I would have achy joints. I would have stomach problems like forever. As long as I can remember, as an adult, I had stomach problems. My stomach would hurt after I ate. It would just hurt at night. It would make gurgling sounds. And it took a long time for me to realize and go to the right doctors that actually cared about me, the right practitioners. And I started protocols, and I went through anti-inflammatory diets. I went through Whole30. I went through literally everything you can think of for a while, and I did. I finally healed my leaky gut. I finally found out that I had Lyme disease and recovered from that. And now I want to further prevent any other health problems that may occur or maybe that are starting, because I'm starting to get some joint pain. And I've learned about the bean protocol, and I want you to learn about it with me, and we will go through this together. What is the bean protocol? The bean protocol was developed by Karen Hurd out of a need for her daughter and helping her daughter get better. And can't we all relate to that as moms? Like, we always want to make sure our children are feeling good, our spouses are feeling good, and then it seems like the last thing we take care of is ourselves. The bean protocol, essentially, in the simplest form, is eating beans. You're adding beans to your diet 3 times a day. You're not just eating them once a day. You're doing it 3 times a day, and that is part of the protocol. Now, there are more aspects of this protocol, and you have to remember that I am not the expert. So you would want to go to Karen Hurd's website to sign up for her courses if you have a disease and ailment that you want to treat or cure. But for me, just sharing with you what I am doing, and I hope that it helps. You're supposed to also avoid caffeine. You're supposed to avoid sugars. You're supposed to try to eat as clean and healthy as you can, which I think we all know that that's probably best for us, and we should be doing that regardless, right? We know this. We know this up here. It's just hard to activate and do, in addition to eating the beans. That is what I'm going to do. It's going to be hard, but that's what I'm going to do. If you have done elimination diets, if you have gone to all the doctors and you still have joint aches and pains, you still have maybe blood sugar regulation problems, you still have hormone imbalances, then this might be a protocol for you to try as well. You're not going to hurt anything by eating beans. It's not going to hurt you. It's just going to help you. You know what I mean? It's just going to help you. I'm going to be starting this protocol probably in the next week or so, but since I am a homestead mama and I like all the homesteady, whole foods, natural health and wellness things, because that's what I've been doing for years, I am going to can my beans. And so I'm going to film canning the beans. I'm going to share with you how to can beans so that you can have your own beans, because sometimes what's at the grocery store maybe isn't the healthiest thing for you that's already canned. But if that's what you have time to do, then I feel like that's better than nothing. You just want to rinse your beans before you eat them. That's like the key. But we are going to start canning beans. I'm going to try to can beans every day this week so that I have a big stockpile of beans ready to go for my protocol to start, I'm hoping, next Monday. So if you want to learn how to can beans, you want to follow along for a bean protocol, more knowledge about health and wellness, then follow along. Subscribe, comment, let me know what you might be working on. What is a focus that you would be doing? What is your goal out of this? I want to say also, this is not necessarily a weight loss protocol. You may lose weight because you're going to be full with the fiber in the beans and the protein in the beans. You're going to be full, but the goal is not necessarily weight loss. It might be a byproduct. Weight loss is not the key factor here. We're wanting to be healthier. We're wanting to remove toxins from our body. We're wanting to have less inflammation in our body. So this is our goal. Our goal is not necessarily weight loss. So I will share with you really quickly also why the bean protocol might be helpful, like what is in it, what I have learned. What I have learned is we need soluble and insoluble fiber. Unfortunately, on the nutrition labels in grocery stores, it literally just says fiber. It doesn't break it down into soluble and insoluble. We need both in order to eliminate toxins, extra hormones, all of these things from our body. You have to have soluble and insoluble fiber. Beans, 1 cup of beans have more soluble and insoluble fiber in them than vegetables, than anything else. Literally beans. Beans are the key. And if you think about it, 100 years ago, people ate beans, I feel like, a lot more often than we do now. And maybe that's part of the problem. I've heard for years, we need more fiber, you need to eat more fiber, you need to eat more fiber. But they never said, nobody ever said that I can remember, nobody ever said you need soluble and insoluble fiber. You need both kinds of fiber, not just fiber, soluble and insoluble fiber. 1 cup of beans has more in it than any of the vegetables that you can get. Beans have more soluble and insoluble than anything else. That's why it's called the bean protocol. So you may also have like gas problems. It's okay, we're gonna move past that. You can start low and go slow with the bean protocol. Karen Hurd even advised in the book that I started reading by her, it's called And They Said It Wasn't Possible. That's the book that she wrote, and it's a fascinating book. I highly recommend grabbing it. It's on Amazon. It's like $15 or $16 on Amazon. Grab it. It's an easy read, but it gives you so much information, and Karen Hurd gives a lot of examples on why this protocol works, and we will get into more of that information. So just think about it. If you think that you can add beans to your diet, feel better, then try it. I mean, what's it gonna hurt, you know? You're just adding beans, you're just eating beans. But she starts slow and goes slow with some people, up to like just 2 tablespoons a serving, like 2 tablespoons at breakfast, 2 tablespoons at lunch. That's nothing. You're eating beans, that's nothing. There's so many other harder meal plans. Trust me, I know, when I've done elimination diets, it is so much harder than just eating beans. You are gonna wanna do some of the other things if you have a more serious ailment that you're trying to heal from, but if you can literally just add beans to your diet, I feel like that would help. It'd be better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? Let's give it a try. Tell me if you've ever done an elimination diet, if you have any of these ailments, like if you have leaky gut, if you have rheumatoid arthritis, if you have other joint aches and pains, if you have any kind of hormonal imbalances, because I would love for us to collectively keep track if we're feeling better and what we are trying to work on, what we're trying to work towards. So for me, it's joints, it's achiness. And so what is yours? What is yours? I learned a lot in that book about rheumatoid arthritis and other arthritis. So I can't wait to share everything with you, but I can't do it all in one video. So let's learn how to do all this together, and let's start canning beans hopefully tomorrow.